Welcome back to another episode of Conversational Pace. Today we sit down and chat with Colin, who's one of our members here at the gym. Colin's here today to chat about his experience at the Deadly Dozen, which he took on with his daughter down in Edinburgh. About pretty much a year ago today, Colin had a heart scare which landed him in hospital. One of the things we touch on is how likely his training and fitness put him in a much better position than most people of his age would have been in. It's a really honest conversation about health, training, getting older, being active, and what being part of a community like Pace can do for you beyond just fitness. Let's get into it. You're looking so much stronger than what you were. We were saying that the other day, myself and Reese, that like we were looking at pictures of you from back then and now, and it's just amazing like how much you've built out. Oh yeah, like your arms are huge, especially after a workout. See, when you were doing that Deadly Dozen workout here, we looked at you and your arms are just fucking massive.
See, I don't see that.
No. Mate, do you take like progress photos or anything when you...
No. I am and I mean, I was always... My arms is always the things that I'm using all the time. It used to be, well, my legs, I played football.
Right.
And it was but in those days, I did any weight training around that.
Yeah.
But, through what, and I was brought up in the farm as well.
The footballs were heavier back then as well, weren't they? So like I'm hearing that a lot of older professional footballers, their hamstrings just shorten completely, and they start like walking with a little bit of a creak in their leg.
Yeah.
Because the balls were so heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you were doing farm stuff as well.
Yeah, I sold Dad to the farm. So have we started? Sorry, by the way.
Aye, kinda, yeah.
Right. Okay.
I will introduce it. Once this is.
I don't mind talking about that. That's it's
aye, grand. Aye, this is how relaxed it is. It's just kind of, just make sure everything's recording, which it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more just like a conversation that kind of gets into it. But we are off the back of just coming back from turf games, which was an unbelievable weekend. Did you hear what happened with Connor?
I did.
With the flights, we ended up staying another day, so we just kind of locked in and did. It wasn't bad. I mean, I had to get some help with the dog and stuff. So there was a bit of a panic when we first found out, but we just kind of locked in London and just did a bunch of work, sat on our laptops and stuff. But you were there last year.
Yeah.
What were your sort of memories and thoughts on last year and how it went? Because that was kind of the first time that I did anything with Pace, and it was probably around about the first time that I met you, to be honest.
Right, yeah.
So like, what's your memories looking back at turf games?
Well, I have to say I really enjoyed it. It was great. It was great. The team work thing that was there, that I got the most out of it. You know what I mean? It's just, I think I've always been a team player, because I play team sports, but that was really good to do something different as well. And the rest of my team got me through it as well. I struggled in the first event, and they got me through it, and then after that it was just...
What was the first one? Was that the snatches?
It was the overhead lifts.
Aye. With the bar.
Yeah. I kind of got... I was paired up with Colin, and I got out of sync with her.
Right.
And then I just my concentration went, so I wasn't using my legs and things like that. But no, they got me through it. It was...
Had you done sort of sporting events like that before? You were saying that you play football. Have you done like big events like that? Like
a few cup finals and things like that, but no, nothing along that style, I think.
What did you think of like the actual event itself?
Yeah, it was really good. It was very well organised.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure about the pink shirts that we wore, but I blame Russell for that one. But we did stand out, so that was good. Still, I've not worn the shirt since.
Your team was pretty good last year. I remember watching us, and you were firing through it, considering that like you hadn't really done... Like a lot of the people there hadn't really done anything like that before.
Yeah.
And to come into an event like that and just give it your all anyway, and especially it was really hot last year as well, wasn't it?
It was,
this year was nuts too. It was just just a heat wave when we were down there. But I agree, it's such like a well organised, well oiled event.
Yeah.
like that. How does that compare to the Deadly Dozen that you just did?
Yeah, same idea. But sorry, go back to the turf.
Yeah, go on.
What was also good was to watch the other ones doing it. You get a lift for that as well.
Aye.
I mean, it's not only your own team thing, but we're all in the same boat. As far as I'm aware, I think it was the first turf that any of
the members.
that had done. I mean,
Yeah.
that was my first opportunity to do turf.
Yeah. I think the coaches had done it before, but because I know Jack Rogers, who's now a coach here, he had done it the previous year with Wallace and Connor and Dale, I believe, that was there this year. But I think you're right. I don't think there was many members that went down that time.
No, but no, it was good to watch them struggling as well. So it's give you a wee idea what you might be up against as well. But to see everybody getting on, I don't think there were no crosswords for sure.
The camaraderie last year was unbelievable. It was such a. The only downside of this year, and it's obviously not the organisers' fault, but we had people who were competing at the same time. So on the first day, 3 of our teams were all at the exact same time. So me as the photographer, I was running about everywhere. But it was unfortunate because the spectators that were there had to pick and choose who they went to see. So it wasn't as big. The Sunday probably was because it was just the mixed team that was there. But the Saturday it didn't feel like it had that. Like the same as last year, sort of thing. Last year was just nuts. We were very fortunate last year, I think, because everyone was, 5 minutes or 10 minutes behind each other, so you had time to go and watch each other, which was very good. It was really enjoyable.
But it was very well organised. The Deadly Dozen was really well organised as well. That's the first one I've done. Quite fancied doing it, and I was all up for doing it on my own. And then my youngest daughter said that she quite fancied doing it. So,
how did that conversation come about? How did you manage to do it?
She said I was going to do it. I mean, she's done high rocks before, and doubles and the relay. So she's really fit. In fact, I was absolutely delighted because I trained to do 2/3 of the labours, as they call them, with the 400-metre runs, and there's 12 labours. So I trained to do 2/3 of that, but it was basically 50-50.
Oh, really?
She was really, really good. Really
describe, for people who don't know, like myself, I've never seen the Deadly Dozen. Describe what's actually involved in it. Is it similar to High Rocks or Turf Games?
It is similar to High Rocks, same idea. This was held at the old Meadowbank Stadium in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
So it's got the running track round the outside. So you start off, run round once, and then into your labours, as they're called, there. So I think the first one was the Farmer's Carry.
Yeah.
So, but it's really good, and we were thinking about, are you going to remember that the order that things are in? Although I'd done it a few times, once I got past about 3, and I thought, oh God, I can't remember what's next. But as you run round the last bend, the big thing along the fencing tells you what your next one is.
Yeah.
So that was a bit of a relief, really. But no, it just kind of went really well. We probably did pace ourselves just too much to start off with.
Right.
But
the adrenaline
we didn't blow out in the end anyway, so that was it. So we kind of got faster as it went through. So yeah, we're delighted with it.
And
it was good to do it with her.
How was it like to do something with your daughter? That must be incredible,
really
just to
to
do that.
Yeah, it was great to do it with her. Hannah's been down in Glasgow since uni, so that's probably 6 or 7 years now. Maybe 8.
Yeah.
And it was. Well, we don't see enough of her. It's just one of these things, You see, it's only 3 hours down the road, but you never seem to get the time. But anyway, we went down. The family came down, and it was a day out. And then we went for lunch afterwards, a late lunch. So
did the family come and spectate and stuff?
Yes,
as well?
so they were cheering us on.
That would have been cool. Yeah.
I would, if anybody else is thinking of doing it with, doing the deadly dozen, give it a go. It's just that wee bit different.
Yeah.
I say it's very well organised. The only thing that was a bit awkward was the parking, but we managed to get parked. So
Edinburgh's bad enough as it is anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
Day to day. These sort of little sporting events keep sort of popping up out of nowhere. I think Deadly Dozen's pretty new, isn't it? It's
I think it is.
And then there's a couple of new ones that have sort of popped out. I've noticed down south in England as well. Have you got any plans to do any more in the future?
There's a McTuff, it's called. So it's very similar to the Deadly Dozen, but it's 10.
Right.
10 runs,
sounds
10
like a
labours.
very Scottish one.
Aye. So this one, it's in September in Livingston.
Nice.
So, I might give that one a go. But then there is in August, there's a Deadly Dozen.
Cool.
But I don't know if Hannah wants to do it again.
That'd be cool to like have a team with your daughter, like to just like keep banging them out. That would be really cool. How is it sort of being at the age that you are, being at this level of fitness that you can just like do you think about that in like often where you're like,
you say the age that they are, but
how old do you feel?
28.
Really?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Aye.
Do you think being in here sort of helps with that?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And it's great to get. It's that encouragement thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't think. I mean, I know I'm probably fit for my age, but there's a lot of guys my age are fitter.
Right.
So I don't. That's the way I look at it. Really, and I'm just trying to get moving on. Don't want to let anyone down, but it's last week there, but in fact last night we were in the winning team. So that was 2 weeks in a trot being in the winning team. So
amazing.
And that's just a wee psychological boost for you as well. You know what I mean?
How's your day to day with fitness as well? Like, are you conscious about sort of what you're eating and things like that as well, like on your day to day? Because like you and your wife's pretty fit as well, like in terms of healthy.
Yes,
do you know what I mean?
Oh, she's a very good cook and she prepares a lot of food. She doesn't. It's not processed stuff. It is cooked. I think we've got a decent enough diet. Anyway.
Yeah.
But I think that I don't know. I've never been overweight. I've always been sporty anyway. I've never smoked. I don't drink much now, even. You know what I mean? But somebody was saying that might run in the family, and you see Hugh in here as well, and Hugh's pretty. He's maybe about 18 months behind me since starting, but he's really catching up.
He's coming on, he is coming on. Is that just do you think that's a mentality that both of you guys have been brought up with, working on the farm, or like is there something that you think sets you not apart from everyone else, but do you think you have a little bit of?
Well, I think if people had the same upbringing that we had, my biggest influence in my life is my dad, definitely, and he was one of the he gave us encouragement in what to do, and he just put that into our heads that we were as good as anyone, and it's the effort you put in will pay in the long run. So
nice.
That's probably the way we've been. But Hughie's always been pretty sporty as well. So
you can see it definitely in the effort that you put in during the conditioning in here. So some of the photos, I've got some crackers of you, just some of the photos of you giving that like last push, lifting a bar or on the ski or something. Do you know what I mean? You can tell that you're really like giving it your all when you come in here. I find that that's potentially something from like a football point of view, because you said that you play football. When you cross, there's that saying, when you cross that line, that's you in it. Do you know what I mean? Everything else from the outside kind of shuts off. Do you have that when you walk into a gym environment or a competition environment where you're like, I shut everything off?
And I do like to win, but it's not my main priority. To do the best I can is my priority. And I say not to let your teammates down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know there's a big winning mentality in some people. You know, you've got to win. But to me, it's just to do my best. If I walk away from something that I didn't win, but I think, well, I did my best, then that's good enough for me.
And what is your best to you? What does that look like?
Well, it's I don't know what it looks like, but the feeling inside is that I'm absolutely done.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
Left it all out there.
yes, aye.
Yeah. You had a little scare at the start of this year,
Yeah,
or the end
a
of
year
last
ago
year.
just now.
A year.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell, that's flown, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you talk us a little bit through that, sort of what was going on sort of beforehand, and then take us through. There's a little bit that we spoke about in conversation that if you miss it out, I'll come back to. But talk about like
My cardiac event.
Your cardiac event.
As it
Yeah.
was,
What sort of happened there?
I don't know. It's not a heart attack. But I'd an artery narrowed, and I was only getting about 5% out of that effort out of that particular artery, and I felt it. I had no pain in my arms, no pain across my chest. You get all these, you know, your jaw and goodness knows what all. I had nothing like that at all. The only thing I had was possibly a slight tighten in my chest, and I always thought I just need to get a good breath here. So that lasted probably for about a week, and I remember going home to my wife, and we'd run around the 400 metre. And I think this particular class, there was 2 or 3 in it, and on the third one, I got to the bank there and I thought, oh God, I've just absolutely done it. But I thought it was because we'd done 3 runs.
Right.
And I went home to my wife and I said, how'd you go on? She says, oh, it was really hard tonight. I said, really struggling for breath, you know what I mean? Oh, you need to look out for that sort of thing. And, I'm fine, typical male. And the next night I went home, she asked me straight away, how were you tonight? I said, fine, no bother at all. Yeah, oh, that's all right. So anyway, then the next time I went, I said, oh, that wasn't great again. And then I came in on my birthday, it was, on the Thursday morning, and I went, and I was, again, once I got a good deep breath, and by the time I got home, I was fine. But my wife said, oh, we need to do something about this. I says, no, you're all right. And she was having her breakfast. And I says, finish your breakfast and we'll talk about it. So I think I'm going for a shower anyway. But when I came out of the shower, I dried off, but I was so clammy. My back was soaking and I couldn't dry it basically. But I still didn't feel bad. I mean, but then I felt okay again. And I says, oh, I think I will go up to the A&E, and they were really good. They were, you know, I didn't want to say I think, you know, they ask you what's, I'm thinking I'm having a heart attack. Yeah.
You've walked in,
So I just said to them, I've had pains in my chest, I think, or a tightness in my chest. And just whipped into triage straight away, and they did they checked my heart rate, and there's something going on, they said, so. And they took a blood sample and said, yeah, that was it. So they were first class. That was a Thursday. I got the operation the Friday, out the Saturday. But and I think that the consultant said the fact that you're going to the gym has been a major bonus for you. I was speaking to a chap. They'd come in about 2 hours before me with exactly the same thing, younger than me, but quite a sedentary lifestyle. He worked from home. He was on the computer all the time. Exercise for him was to walk to the shop, sort of thing. You know what I mean? And he had said that one of his friends had this similar thing, and he wasn't allowed to drive for a month afterwards. And I thought, oh God, I never thought about that at all. That would be a disaster for me, you know. But anyway, the two of us the consultant took the two of us together, and he says, I'll start with you, and he says, told me what I've been through, and at the end of it he says, and you're not allowed to drive for a week. I thought, oh,
Dancer.
you're mute. So, and then he spoke to the other chap, and he said, so the same thing, and then he says, oh, you're not allowed to drive for a month. And his face just dropped as well, you know, and he says, oh, I hope you don't mask me, but, you know, why am I a month and Colin's a week? He says, well, Colin goes to the gym, looks after himself, so whatever he's doing there, you want to do something similar anyway, you know what I mean? So it was a wee bonus, and thanks to the guys for helping along that side of things as well.
That's the story that I wanted to touch on a little bit, was that, like, you know, having that little bit of a, I guess, an extra lease of life, just because you're putting in the effort in a place like this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How important do you think that's been for you, for your sanity, for your health, for everything?
Yeah, it's definitely very important for my health, for my sanity. I'm just one of these guys that my glass is half full always.
Right.
And I never look on the downside. Things go wrong, and I just, you know, I can go over it quite quickly. I don't let these things dwell on me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just, I just feel better coming to the gym. It's that endorphins rush, isn't it? You know, and my son-in-law Harry, he's got his own gym, and he's always been into since we knew him anyway. He's always been into the gym.
This is Greater Than Harry. Is that right?
Than,
yeah. I see him on Instagram all the time. They just popped into my head. Someone did mention sort of on a passing that he was Hannah's. That's right? He's Hannah's husband. But it was just popped out in my head there. Yeah, this comes up all the time.
That's right. And he loves coming here as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He gets a boost out of it to be on the other side of things. So and it keeps him kind of in touch with the guys that are, you know, rather than taking the classes. I mean, I know that the Ailey pops into a class now and again as well, so probably she gets the same idea, you know, just to feel how things are going.
They'll be all training themselves individually, but coming into a class, I feel like it's just a little bit different, isn't it? You get that sort of camaraderie, a little bit more of an excitement to your training and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
Which for me personally helps. Like I did a little bit of solo training, and I'm doing a lot of running at the moment, obviously solo, and it's definitely not as fun as being in the classes. Like you seem to work a little bit harder because I think you don't want to let people down, and you're in a team. Do you know what I mean? So, I think that's really good. But no, I think at that point where you had that heart scare, I hadn't known you very long, but since then I've obviously gotten to watch you grow in here. And as I was saying, like to Reese and that, like the amount you've come on, even just in the past 6 months, seems. I don't know if this Deadly Dozen was just something that you were like, I'm locking into it, but it just seems like you've, you know, bulked out. You've sort of become like a little bit sort of faster in your movements and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like you just seem a lot stronger and a lot like more, I guess, confident in the gym, I think. Do you know what I mean? But maybe that's just through repetition. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, it's class having you here, and it's class sort of watching you from afar as well.
It's great to be here. It's as I was saying about Harry been having his own place, and I kind of always thought, why do folk go to the gym? You know what I mean? What's in it? Because it's not. I didn't train at football, but that had finished 25 years ago, and I'd always wondered why you do it. And then I thought, I need to do something. When I retired, I need to do something. And when I've been working through the Audi garage there, I'd seen people running about, so I thought I'll give that a go, because in my day it was called circuit training,
right?
But now it's conditioning.
Yeah.
So I didn't know about the weights thing or whatever. But anyway, I came up and I thought, oh God, it took a bit to actually come here. And the first time I came, it was just in an afternoon. I probably should have researched it and, you know, find out when the place is actually open for classes. But I'd seen folk through the day
Right.
doing it. So I thought I must be able to anyway come along here and tried the door, it's locked. Looked in the window, and I thought, there's no one in. Well, I tried, you know what I mean? And then about 2 weeks later, I thought, I was back again. I thought, I'll try again. And because, I say I was retired, but I was still doing odds and ends for people I know.
Right.
So I came again and I knocked on the door and I tried it, but still no one about. And I thought, well, that's it. I'll leave it at that. But then I was about 3 days. I thought, get a grip. Just go in. And third time lucky I get in. And Wallace was in. He was doing some PT stuff. And he just said, you're welcome to come along and give it a try. And I think it was Connor booked me in to a class. But I thought it was going to be, this is the ski erg, this is how you do it, and this is the roar, and this is the best technique.
Like a High Life Highlands induction type thing. Yeah.
No,
poor thing. Like
straight away teamed up with David Wilson.
Wow.
And David got me through it, to be fair. But I could hardly walk for days. My wife says, what are you doing? You know what I mean? It was just, straight away though, I realised why everybody is going to the gym.
Right.
I was welcomed into it. I was, standing out, kind of outside and thinking, oh God, what have I let myself in here for, really? And Nina, I knew her from work. Right. And she came out and, it's great to see you, and you're going to join. And I thought, well, I'm giving it a shot anyway, you know what I mean? But I don't think I've looked back since then. When I've got to know a lot of people, and it's great to get to know younger people as well.
Aye. And they all love you as well.
Really?
See, especially Turf's a great example. Like the team that you had was obviously like a bunch of younger folk, like Nina and Kalina and stuff. And they were just all like in awe of you. Like just like it just seems like you fit right in, and but to me, you've because obviously I don't know much before you in here. Do you know what I mean? We're probably around about the same time. So to me, you're like a guy in here. Like you've set yourself in here quite nicely, and people sort of look to you to see that's I'm chasing Colin. Do you know what I mean? We were doing shuttles outside. I was like, fucking hell, Colin's running away from me here.
Yeah.
So I think that's obviously testament to your attitude and the effort you put in here, because it shows. Do you know what I mean? It shows when you're in the condition. People see that,
But I must admit, I was a bit, because I committed to the Deadly Dozen with Hannah, and then I was disappointed to hear that the Turf was a week after it.
Yeah.
But actually, when I've seen the stations I had to do, I'm quite glad I wasn't there. It looked really tough this year.
It was a shame that the worms and the toaster bar were spread out throughout everyone, but everyone did so good. Do you know what I mean? I mind last year, the first heat, I think even the first one that I even saw was Ailey's team doing the worm. They just wrecked it. They didn't do good.
No.
They'll say that themselves. But this year, there's just something clicked, and they just stormed it. They did so good. People like Hazel, I don't know Hazel from the evening classes. She was doing unbelievable. Fiona Scott did so good in her running as well. And then people who stepped in last minute. Katie came in last minute. Cal, who does some PT stuff here, he came in last minute. Everyone did so good, and it was the same. There was no no bad words said about anyone. Everyone was just there together, and it was fantastic, but tough and so hot. I got so burnt. My neck was all red, and but it was great, and I'm really looking forward to next year as well. Do you think you'll give it a go next year?
I'll see how the timing goes. Yeah.
Grand. Well, thanks very much.
That's all right.
Thanks for sitting down with me. It's cool to sit down with members. Hopefully, we'll get some more members that'll come out their shell and do this as well, just because you've been the first one to do it. So
and I saw the interviews from last year's Turf, and I think it was Luke and Gemma from our team. They were.
That's right. Yeah. That was for I put together a documentary, and I sat them down and did a more of an interview rather than a podcast sort of thing. to sort of just to kind of fit their answers into this video.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. That was it. Whereas this will stand by itself.
All right.
So this will just be our full conversation. Will be uploaded to Spotify so people can listen to it. And then little snippets will be clipped up to go onto Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we're doing here. I don't know if you knew that.
No. Well, thanks for asking me along, but I'd just like to thank everyone that's, whether it's the trainers or the members. It's just been an eye opener for me, I have to say, and all the time I've been here, it's all banter, but it's all good banter. You know what I mean? There's never any. Even if you don't win, you just think, well, I say it's not just me that's thinking I've done my best. I'm sure.
Right.
I think there's a lot of folk out there that's saying, well, yeah, even if I don't win it, I'm happy with what I've done. And I think to me, that's quite a good attitude to have.
Totally.
You don't want to win all the time, are you?
For sure. And I think like that kind of mentality comes from the coaches, where they, like the likes of Connor Wallace-Ailey and Reese and Jack and that, like they obviously set up these things for us to do our best. Yeah. But at the end of the day, we're all in this together, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? It's all like one big community sort of trying to bet themselves together, rather than individuals. And
you know what I like as well? There's no hiding.
No, no, not at all. I think you get that with the smaller classes. I think if there was 35 people in one class, you probably could.
Yes,
but when you're in a class of 12 max, there's no hiding. Nah, not from your teammates, not from the coaches, not from no one.
Exactly. Yeah.
And now I'm in with the camera. There's no hiding from me now.
Oh, that's right.
So no, that's class, Colin. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, bother.
And appreciate it.
Okay, then. Well, I look forward to.
That's it. That's a podcast, baby. That's it. That's how it works.
Okay. Cheers. Thanks.